to another episode of Good Soup After Dark. I'm Jay.
And I'm Marie.
And we have a pretty special episode for you guys. We've done this in the past. Just recently we went to Pancakes and Booze in Philadelphia. And we brought the camera around and asked a pretty simple interview question, right, Marie?
Yeah, I think it's kind of we all sometimes need, you know?
You want to explain to the viewers what you mean?
Our question was, what's the best piece of advice you ever received? And I believe some people sometimes need the advice. Sometimes they don't need advice. And sometimes they don't need it, but they remember it and use it later. And we ask multiple artists on this artist show, Pancakes and Booze, and we want to share with you their most meaningful and powerful advices.
So before we get into that, Marie,
Yes.
Let's talk about the artwork that we shared a little bit. I know we took some
yes.
footage there, but you can just kind of share a little bit about the work that you shared. Share.
Share.
Remember to like, comment, and share. Really does help. Oh, also subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
But share.
I like to see your new tattoo. You just pick it up
You want
your
to talk
arm.
about that real fast?
Yeah, I want to
Okay,
talk about
so-
that.
Go ahead and explain it.
Avocado. Kind of recently, yesterday, I did the new tattoo for my husband, Jay. Yes, if you don't know who it is, that's my husband. I just learned to do colorful tattoos, and I asked him if he wants the new color tattoo. And he said, yeah. And I asked, what exactly do you want? And he said, And probably my obsession with the growing avocado pits make him think about avocados. And he said, I want an avocado tree. And I'm like, okay. So I look how the avocado looks, the avocado tree, how artists show that in the books. So I figured out avocado really look like pear if you look as a picture. And I decided to draw the one avocado right here. Where is it? Right here.
Yep.
On the back, there's one avocado closed and one avocado cutted. And you can see the pit that I grew. But yeah, if we go back and talk a little bit about the art we bring this time on Pancakes and Booze. This time I bring 4 pieces, kind of with the same theme. It's the different types of animals on a black background. And there are like a bunch of them on top of each other. There is the one who stand up. This one made with a kind of glittery paint. I call it imposter, but it's not like imposter, because imposter sounds kind of mean. I don't know, maybe just for me. It's like one of them on each painting, a little bit different. You can see it only if you look for a long time. And I explained it mostly that I'm like a person who's in another country, whereas everyone kind of the same like me, but I realize different mentality, different language, and until I start talking or say that where I'm from, no one understands, nobody knows. But if you look for a long time, you can see that I'm different. And the main thing that I'm trying to say, even if you are different, you still gonna look different, but only for those who want to see it. One person find you special. That's what I want to say.
I like that.
Thank you.
And then you also made like kind of these small supporting pieces that you were trying to sell.
Yes, there was a small pieces, mostly for sale, like you said. I make them with the quotes from a books that talk about being powerful, being special, being strong, and like kind of supportive to people who buy it. When you put it on a wall and you see the good like message towards you, that you wake up and is like manifesting, that's what I'm trying to do with this little pieces. Also, we have a wall for Good Soup Productions, and we have our big piece of soup cans, kind of inspired by Andy Warhol and his Campbell's soup. But we have a Garrick and our cats on that. So yeah, that was one of the piece. Another piece was our logo for Good Soup After Dark. It's also
I'll show
Garrick.
it here, over my face.
And it's also our dog Garrick. He's wearing a nightcap because he don't want to sleep if you're not going to bed.
I want to show you Garrick right here on the top cam. We got him here, just laying on the
Yeah,
ground.
he's a main character in this play. I know you don't see him a lot, but trust me, he's always here. He's always around.
And he usually looks like this.
He usually look like this. It's the inspiration for Puma logo.
There you go. I just thought I'd show everyone Garrick while we were here.
I also make a couple soups.
Oh yeah, the bowls of soups, mushroom and tomato.
Mushroom and tomato soups is like picture of the bowl from
Like a
the
top down, yeah.
Yeah.
And those are for sale. If you guys are interested, make sure you hit up Marie at Morihrihart on Instagram. I'll put it over my face.
Oh, yes. And Morihrihart.com.
And I'll put that right here.
Okay.
Okay. And then we also got some stickers made too.
Oh, yeah. We made some stickers.
Yeah. So
And we also showed it to you.
and I'll put them right here over my face.
Stop putting everything over your face. Right here, in between.
Okay.
Just like,
You just gave me some extra editing work, but I'll make it work. But yeah, definitely if you're interested, I don't think those are listed on the website yet, but you could definitely.
but
hit
we're
up
going to
Marie.
put it. Yeah, we're going to put it lots of different works that you can buy originals, prints. So check it out. I'm probably going to notify you on the Instagram at Morihrihart. I'm going to tell you that we have something new in a shop. So subscribe. I subscribe back.
That being said, let's get into some of the interviews we did and a little bit of recap as well of our night over at Pancakes and Booze in Philadelphia.
Hi everyone, we're finally here when the event starts, and I'm kind of excited. I bring kind of older pieces today, but also I make for sale kind of newer one, and also I have a couple soups we'll show you for in a minute. I'm really excited to show off my art because even if I bring it before once, still there's going to be a people who never seen that, and it's usually really good feedback. It's always cool to hear the supporters and people who just like art, because most of artists not satisfied with their art and feel like, am I good enough? And yeah, these events make me feel a little bit more
better artist, not a more, just better artist. Look at this. Look at all of this. All of this is our both works. He's my inspiration, and here's my inspiration too. This guy is my inspiration, and this guy's is my inspiration. Most of the work that we did is sometimes have a lot of meaning. Sometimes it's just our dog wearing a nightcap, talking with the people before bed. He's like to talk before bed, especially if you not go to bed. He's let you know. Yeah, we excited to interview people today. Do you excited to interview people today? He said. So yeah, and I give a microphone back.
Hey there, Jay here. So we're over at Pancakes and Booze. We have Marie's art displayed, and we also have more of Marie's art, but for our podcast, Good Soup After Dark. We had a pretty fun time doing it last time, asking people kind of questions about overcoming difficulties and things like that. And this time, it's not that it's more lighthearted, but we're going to ask people more about like the advice that they received in the past from people that they respect and love. You know, sometimes people offer advice that we don't want. Sometimes people are seeking the advice, but like a lot of times people have some really good advice to help, you know, the people they care about through some stuff. So that's kind of what this episode is circled around this time around. Also, we're hoping to sell some Marie's art pieces, and we're also hoping to sell these new stickers that Marie got. There's some stickers that she made of Garrick, kind of like an extension of the logo that she already created. You know, we use our dog Garrick as kind of a mascot for what we do, right? So hopefully people find him as cute and lovable as we do, and we're excited to see what goes on for the rest of the night.
Hi, my name is Daphne Berg, and I am a fairly new artist. I have not been painting too long, but I really am enjoying my new journey. I tend to be an expressive artist and very much an abstract artist who works extremely emotionally. So most of my pieces have an emotional background to it. I think the number one piece of advice, and I always tell my kids the same thing, we can never wait for the stars to be aligned because the stars are seldom aligned. So you need to start at you just have to start. When the moment comes to you, you have to grab it and just do it. You oftentimes think that if you wait for later on, things will be easier, and they seldom are. You always find other distractions or other problems. So today, right now, at this moment, in the present, is the best time to start.
Hi everyone, I'm Juicy, and you can find me on Instagram at Booming Fruits. So my visual art, I see and paint people's auras. So it's a live painting, and yeah, I have more samples of people's auras that I've done in like another reel that I have on IG. And then my pieces I have here. So this is a dahlia. I painted this dahlia for my friend Dahlia, and this is like the mama piece, and then I made it into a sun catcher that's also up there. That's the baby. And when you put my sun catcher stickers in a window with direct sunlight, the sunlight goes through it and it casts a real rainbow. But yeah, I guess like my inspiration for my visual art, it's very playful and experimental. I'm like self-taught. Yeah, I like working with contrast of color, and with my inspiration for my visual art, it's mostly like an inner landscape. Like I don't ever really use a reference or like an outside reference photo. Like everything that I paint is like within me, and I'm usually doing it for the first time. So it's me kind of like expelling out my inner landscape. So I have this sticker, and I have this sticker idea, and it's basically a bold red and black topography piece, and it says fear. So it's shadowed and bolded with the black, but the lettering is red. And I would say my piece of advice is to never let fear hold you back. People and fear can't touch you unless you let it, and that there's there's so much that you miss out on. Well, being fearless and having that inner tenacity, it gives you so much more. I don't know, it just gives you so much more life and so much more possibility to take all those chances. So like when you don't have fear, or when you find like the courage to, like when you find the courage, I also think being an artist, it takes a lot of inner motivation. So my advice would be like, don't let fear hold you back. You have so much to gain by being fearless, and walk around the world fearless.
August Cameron Davis here at the Pancake and Booze Art Show. And this year, I put some stuff on glass, switch it up a little bit. So behind me, there's a few things new. This is watching the world watching, spiral through the portal, and what inside matters. And this is just me trying new things with my art and exploring this new mediums, new surfaces. Professional maybe? Professional, yeah. I guess going digital, I guess, you know. It was all a suggestion and advice from my wife. So, you know, for years I was doing airbrush and paintbrush. So when the pandemic happened, she said, "Why don't you get an iPad and try this out?" And I was a little reluctant in doing it because for years I was airbrushing and doing it that way. And I tried it out, and it turned out to be some really good advice from my wife. And she usually says I don't listen, so this time I listen, right?
All right, I'm Snow God, and this is my art right here. I do a lot of loud color art, pop culture, as you can see. I create a lot of characters off the top of my head. That's all I can really talk about. I'm not really good at talking about my own art. I just like to paint and show you guys about it. But this is everything. Keep going. One thing I think it was my father or my uncle. One of them told me, it's going to suck in the beginning. It's going to be terrible. It's always going to be bumps in the road, but that's going to build the character. That's going to make you resilient to keep going. And when you finally get to where you want to be, it's all going to be worth it at the end of the day.
We're back, and Maria, I kind of noticed like a general theme of like what people were saying, as far as like the type of advice that they were given was like to just don't be afraid to try something new.
Yeah, I can see it.
And I think like with our journey in general, like with Good Soup and Morihrihart, the podcast, the recipe, we're doing something that's like really completely new for us, putting ourselves out there, like talking to different people, trying new projects, trying new ideas. And I guess for me, that's kind of like important because like just being somebody that hasn't been like, I guess like in the artistic field for so long, like I feel like everything I do is sort of brand new and it's sort of scary. Like I worry about being successful at it. I worry about making good stuff. I worry a lot. And I think especially in the past, like up until more recently, it's kind of held me back from just doing things, you know? I think we get caught up a lot. And this is like a cliche thing. You hear every creator talk about this, but you hear every creator talk about it because it's true, right? Like you get caught up with like how good it looks, how good it sounds. You worry if it's going to be like the next big idea you have that's going to like really push you forward. And I think like getting caught up in that, like you are either holding back that next great thing or you're stopping yourself from taking those steps to get to that next great thing. Because like realistically, like not everything we make is going to be great. Like we're on YouTube. Not everything we make is going to get hundreds and thousands of views. But we're building up to that. But like we don't get there unless we do the work, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Without the first step, you never go to the point B from point A.
Right. And like, I'm just going to kind of bring it to you a little bit. Like specifically, you do a lot, you have a lot of experience with just like trying different things.
Yeah.
And I don't think we talk about it enough. And I'm glad you kind of pointed it out earlier. And like, I know I definitely like shout you out, like Morihrihtats right across the face right here. But just with you and your tattooing, like you mentioned, like you started doing color tattoos more recently.
Yes.
Like your first one was on me and you actually retouched that and made it look 100 times better. But like, why was it important for you to take that next step to try a different type of tattoo? You know, other than the obvious that you want to attract more clients.
I think exactly because any artist, and you too, it's kind of challenge. Can I do it? Other people do, and they do it good, and you try. And there's two options. You can try, it doesn't work, and you said, and leave it. Or you can try it, and it doesn't work, because it's never worked from the first time. And you try it again, and again, and again, and again, until you have some kind of a level that you can say, well, that was fun. I can continue and become better in this, or I can go and do something else. And I believe every artist dealing with this kind of things, when you just see like a cool effect, you know what I mean? Like cool transition, and you want to try it. And you try it, it's take so much time to figure it out, how it works, you know what I mean? And then when you know how to do it, you can do it anytime, but you don't need to do it every day. And I think you can grow like an artist, like a human, like a person, only if you consistently try something new. I don't know. It's make life much more colorful and interesting. It's not must to be something specifically craft oriented, or I don't know. Just try different stuff. I believe it's right now really popular that people do different courses, learn different stuff, even if they don't gonna do it like pottery. It's just fun to try. And in the end, you can say, I make this plate. It's cracked, it's weird, but I make it. It's mine. I did it. It's something that I did with my hands. It's kind of experience. I will share with you. I recently realized that age, it's really big scam because we not became old. It sounds, hear me out. There is no such a thing as adult people, responsible and serious in their life. You can be serious in some moments of your life, but in the end, you're just a child. You're trying to figure it out all your life, and only one thing make you smarter or looks older is experience. And you can say you're wise.
So you're just saying that you gain wisdom.
Yes.
From your experience.
Yes.
And you only get your experience if you go out and do it.
Exactly.
I think this is a good point to transition into the next segment of interviews. And away we go. I don't think it transitioned yet. Hold on.
Give me a second. This must be elevator music. Da 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 do 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 da 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 da.
My name's Austin. I make paintings, drawings. I have a background in animation. I really like doing things by hand. I've been drawing since I was a kid. One of my favorite pieces of artistic advice, I had a high school art teacher who would talk about drawing and really pushing value. Value is a very important thing to be able to read and image. And he would always say, cut it in, as in like cut in the darks with a pencil, like really push the blacks, work the whole value scale from light to dark, and your image will be better. And such a good piece of advice for drawing with pencil and reading images in general. I think it's so cool. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Michi Ray, Michi, and my art is kind of got a theme to it. You can pick up on that. It's very cat-based and mixed media. These are acrylics. And then I also have some digital work, some watercolor work, and my mini frames seem to be the highlight of my night, which is great for me because they're a labor of love. Some good advice that I received is something that I feel like we could all benefit from thinking about, is that I shouldn't say anything about myself like that I wouldn't let a friend of mine or a loved one say about themselves, like speaking negatively. So use that on yourself too. Like I would be sad if I heard my friends say this about themselves, or anybody say it. So I should really just be kinder to myself and think kinder thoughts and reverse it when I'm having a little bit of imposter syndrome.
Okay, hello, my name's Lauren. On Instagram, I go by More Does Art. I create a lot of cat art and a lot of animal art because it brings me a lot of joy. And I just think the world needs more of that, so that's the reason behind why I create what I do. And I think that something that really meant a lot to me when I was just first starting out, and I didn't believe that I could do art. The hardest thing was just believing that I could do it, or just beginning or starting to try. Was really just the hardest thing. You just have to go for it, even if you don't think you can do it. Hopefully, I was really lucky. I had a lot of support from friends and family who told me that they thought I could, and I never thought I would be here today making art or selling art. This has become a career for me, and I feel so genuinely lucky every day. It's like living a dream. So my advice would be just try it, even if you don't think you can do it.
Hi, I'm John from Killer Hugs Productions. My art is predominantly punk inspired or things along those lines, predominantly ink and watercolor or digital, and it's usually either comic book themed or inspired or American traditional tattoo inspired. I would say just don't be afraid to approach different people, because you never know what doors that might open and what kind of friendships or connections you might make from that. As applies to my art, like I've made a lot of good friends in doing that. I've also been able to meet people, and that grows into more opportunities for me with different galleries or art or markets. But it also helps me connect as an artist with other people on a frequent basis.
Wow, that's kind of strong, I like the idea to not afraid to step ahead, go out of a comfort zone to achieve your goals. And after all of this, I have a questions to you.
Sure.
The first one, it's you, as we all know, do the cinematography, you do editing, you record, but you're not doing it like forever, and you actually doesn't have any like
formal training. You
Sure. Do it like by yourself. You learn all of that by yourself. How scary it is to start a new career from the scratch.
Especially being 34.
Especially being 34. No, you wasn't 34 when you started.
No, I was like 30. It's like 30, like when we got together and kind of realized we had like similar interests.
Yes.
That's a good question, because I think my biggest thing was, because it is scary kind of starting something new and trying to put yourself in the field with people who are like you surround yourself with like people who are like experts or have been doing it for a long time. So there's like the whole insecurity about that. But I think like my fear of not pursuing that was a little bit greater. I was pretty dissatisfied with my previous career choice. And some people know recently I started a different job back in April. And like, don't get me wrong, like it's a good job. You know, it's like if you need to make money to survive, work, obviously.
Yeah.
But just like kind of on a personal note, like it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life, which I'm okay with. Like I'm okay with like working a job that I need to work. Like I like my job, but like it's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I think the fear of being caught in doing something that you don't necessarily want to do forever is a little bit greater than the fear of me putting myself out there. So yeah, recently we actually did a short film with our friend Francesco Scano over in New York. Be on the lookout for that. That's coming soon. But that was like a different experience for us too. And I was pretty nervous about that, like working with like a bigger group of people, with actors. You and I usually do our own like production like here, and we'll have like somebody that we interview. And that's pretty much it. Maybe someone that they bring around. So it's like, it's a different experience being in that kind of setting. And then also we're helping Lisa Ward and Olivia Taché edit a documentary. So be on the lookout for that. But these are different kind of projects that we've taken on recently that are new experiences that were kind of scary, kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
Like, but the thing that makes me do that is that I guess is the cliche, like I don't want to be stuck where I am forever, right? I really do believe that we have like a future in this. And the fear of not pursuing that is a lot scarier than actually pursuing it. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yeah, and you and I know this, and like, you know, sometimes we don't necessarily agree, but a lot of my own free time is spent like trying to edit or like go to events and like record footage. Like just last night we saw Ben and Manu of Dream by Dream perform, and I got my camera out. I guess that's a little personal thing. Like sometimes like I might let that fear of not being able to do this for the rest of my life really take over. And there's something to be said about learning how to balance that. I'm trying to use the fear in a good way. Because like, you know, like you could be afraid of doing it. And I am. Like I'm nervous about doing it. I get nervous about putting stuff out. I worry if people are going to see it. I worry if people are going to like it. Like I'll see something while I'm editing and be like, oh my God, why did I do it this way? Why didn't I move the camera? Why does it look this way? But I think it's just so much more important to just do it.
Definitely, I agree with you. It's also good advice from our artist, not afraid to pursue, to talk to people and go outside a comfort zone. You never know what kind of people you can find and what they can bring you and bring to your life. And that's the reason why we met so much different people. And even sometimes it could be really scary. Not in a way it's scary, like, woo. It's scary because you never know what they can say to you. But a good advice. Maximum they can do if you ask for something, it's say no. Like, can I interview you? No. That's maximum they can do. And if they say no, you just turn around and go ask someone else.
Yeah.
And it's about everything. If you need something, if you want to do something, if you need help, you can just ask. And maximum you can hear the bad thing you can hear.
Right.
It's no.
That or they punch you in the face.
I mean, if you're not going to be rude, no, nobody's going to punch you in the face.
No one's going to punch you in the face.
No.
And most people like to be interviewed, I think.
Yeah.
I think most people have a story that they want to share. And I think that's something that we will share in the last segment of this. But before we do, you want to finish off with the rest of the artists?
Yes. Let's go do it.
Hi, I'm Jason Weaver. We're at Pancakes and Booze. My first time being here. This is some of my artwork for this show. That's cool. I do traditional, classical oil painting, mostly figure paintings. These are just some that I happen to want to show tonight that fit the theme. Work mostly contemporary, classical oil figures, portraits, stuff like that. Yeah. Go slow, I would say, will probably relate to both personal and professional artworks. Taking your time is the best way to get through most things. Good things will come when you're patient.
Hi, my name is Olivia Harris. I go by Liv. Live to Smile on Instagram. This is my art. I love color, as you can see. I love portraiture. I especially love to represent women beautifully. My subject matter is a lot about my personal growth and my personal journey through self-love. So that's really what I want to represent in my art, is just self-love and embracing your most vulnerable, authentic self in whatever way that comes. And yeah, that's my art. The first thing I think of is definitely personal relationship. I've been with my partner for 11 years, and the best piece of advice came from a great uncle who has basically said, when you have an argument, you listen to understand instead of listen to respond. And that's something that I try to always emulate in all of my relationships. And yeah, that would be my piece of advice, is listen to understand and never to respond. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Morihrihart Holmes. I'm known as Merge for my artwork. And it's just like animals, and I like to paint abstract and squiggly things. I think for myself, it's just kind of like to chill out. Because like, I, as a creative, I will almost like make it myself more crazy than necessary. And like, I'll take myself on my own trip unnecessarily for like the answer to be like right there. And I will literally go, and then woo, and then it's like right there, you know? So kind of just like to mellow out. Come with time, I think, though. Because we all have our own process in the way, you know. But just to chill out. And it's kind of almost flippant. But like when you let that settle in sometimes, it's like, thanks for that. That kind of hurt my feelings, but you're right.
Okay, hi, I'm Simone Williams. I'm an acrylic painter. I paint a lot of culture or a lot of animals. I try to stay with color, but I kind of have fun with it. Let me see, I guess my favorite one probably would be the Andre. I love the pop of color with it. I can't wait to do more, but yeah. So with that question, I would say don't be scared to be very versatile, because I didn't originally start with acrylic. I did Prismacolor, the color pencils. So I try to switch my mediums because it's very fun, and I don't know, I don't want to be in a box. So I would say explore your options and try everything at least once.
So she's been doing that the whole time while these artists were sharing their stories with us and their advice. How do you feel, Marie?
Level 4.
All right. I think let's just get right into it. We have our friend Ben here. Hello, Benicio.
You want to say something? You have a good advice? He just said, ask treats in the morning, not in the evening.
And I think this leads to our last section. I kind of wanted to discuss this because, like, you know, we talked about the importance of advice. You know, we obviously can't travel back in time and tell us what to do, the right thing to do. But it's always like a cool kind of thought exercise, I think. And I wanted to know, like, what kind of advice would I give myself starting this off with you late 2022, early 2023. And like, I think the biggest thing is to just pursue my interests and finding out about other people's stories. Like, you know, we were just talking in the last segment about, like, you know, like asking people, hey, can I interview you?
Yes.
I never knew I had such an interest in interviewing. Like, I've always enjoyed that kind of content, like interviews, documentaries. Don't get me wrong, I like fantasy, I like sci-fi, I like all of that. But like my interest is really in those kind of programs. But like I never thought that like I could pursue making that kind of stuff. So like with the interview content that we do, with the podcast that we do,
yeah,
I think the biggest thing is like just telling yourself, like, or telling myself, like, hey, you have an interest in this. And also to kind of be like more observant of people, like people want to share their stories. I think that's like the biggest thing that we found out doing this. And like, we get reached out to all the time, like, hey, how do we get on your platform? How do we get interviewed? Whether that's a podcast or the recipe. And I see all the requests, guys. But this is the team right here. We do our best, you know, to go through all the requests, to go through all the interest forms. So if you have an interest form out there, we'll get to you. We'll reach out to you. You know, this is like a new thing for us. You know, we're constantly growing. We're constantly evolving. We're learning. You know, we've changed kind of like how we've approached each interview. We've changed different styles, different types of content. And like the biggest overall theme of all of it is that everyone has a story. And I should just be more attuned to that. I don't think in the past that I was. Like I enjoyed that kind of content. But I don't think, and I'll admit this, like I wasn't like super open to hearing about other people's stories. I was always kind of caught up in my own story, like my own struggles, my own achievements, my own conflicts, stuff like that. So I guess it's just deeper than making interview content. It's like I need to learn how to listen, and I'm constantly growing in that. Like I watch YouTube videos on how to be a better interviewer. I practice all the time. Like even at work, like I practice just trying to listen and like active listen, like take what you say, understand what you say, rephrase it so you understand that I understand what you say, and find something to keep the conversation going. I wish I definitely pursued that on a professional level sooner. And I for sure wish that I did that more on a personal level. I think just like being able to interview or being able to have a conversation with people makes you a better person. And I think that's what attracts people to us. I think that we give people like a space to really express themselves without inserting too much of our own story at inappropriate times. I'm sure you've seen interviews out there where it's just like the interviewer will ask a question and then interrupt with their own story or anecdote, then ask another question, not even go back to that question that you asked previously. And like I watch that stuff and I rip my hair out because like, you know, like, and I apply this to our own podcast. Like people watch what we do to watch the person that we talk to. Mm-hmm. And they like the fact that we give them that platform to express themselves. Yeah. So advice that I would give to myself, I think first and foremost, do it on a personal level. Learn to have conversations. Be a better listener. You know, conversations, not just me sharing my thing to make me look cool to you, to impress you. Like a true conversation is giving another person the space to be able to express themselves comfortably. So yeah, I think that's how I would answer the question of the advice I would give myself starting this out. Mm-hmm. You know, this pursuit of Good Soup Productions with you.
I think you're right. Being a good interviewer, it's the first thing. It's know how to listen your interviewee and understand what they say. Even if you never have the same situation or never feel the same way, but if you understand that was hard or that was fun and you want to know more, about it and you ask the questions, that's the good interviewer. And it's not easy. And I know that everyone likes to talk about themselves. And nothing bad in it, trust me. We have the most experience. We know ourselves the best. That's the reason why we talk about ourselves. But interviewer must be not all. It's kind of psychological thing. You must be like a psychologist in a specific way. You don't need to say anything. You just listen. You just listen and take that experience that person have, relieve it, and just capture it for this person to rewatch, for other people who know this person to know what kind of challenges this person gone through. Definitely, it's not easy. But I'm really glad that you have this, you driven to do it. You have this passion to do it. I'm not trying to be good interviewer. Not because I want to be bad interviewer. Main reason why is because sometimes I don't know what to ask, but I'm willing to listen, if you understand what I'm trying to say. And yeah, everyone have the story, but you choose which story do you want to listen to. That's the thing. If I'm gonna share the best piece of advice I ever received, I believe it's gonna be my mom's advice. And I don't know where she find it. I believe she find it in some book. I know how it sounds in Russian, in Ukrainian, but I will try to explain what it means. It sounds, everything gonna be like it must be, even if it's gonna be different. It means whatever God or universe or just your destiny built for you, it's gonna be exactly that way. And if it's gonna be the greatest way for you, even if it goes against your plan. Sometimes you think you're gonna work on the same position in the same company until the end of your days. But you have a totally different plan. But sometimes universe, God, ways, whatever you believe in, fate, destiny, gives you a totally different way to go. And yeah, it's not according to your plan, so it's absolutely different and opposite, but it's exactly what you need at that moment. And if you ever deal with situation if you ever deal with a situation that you feel everything falling apart and everything going to be so bad and you feel so desperate or depressed, just remember, it's only because it goes not according to your plan. Just turn around and look what options there. There's always options. Good phrase. Even if you was eaten, you have a two-way out. So yes, it's gonna be like it must be, even if it's gonna be totally opposite, totally different. And also, if it's not happy end, It's not the end.
And if it was meant to be, it will be.
If it's meant to be, it's going to be.
Well, if you watched this far, we appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you anyway.
Of course.
But if you come to this moment,
we appreciate you.
We really appreciate you.
We hope that you continue watching, and we hope to see you at the next art show that we do. We'll most definitely do another Pancakes and Booze. I think we do enjoy that. It's kind of really a cool opportunity to network with other people. But definitely. If we don't see you there, hopefully we see you on the next episode of Good Soup
After Dark.
Doopy. Okay, good job. Oh, okay.